All right, music fans, welcome back. It is I, Dave, the real music observer, observing real music in real time for real people just like it. And me. Uh, it's, wasn't there a show that had, like, isn't it like The Simpsons that has a different intro every time? I should try to do that. In any event, I haven't watched The Simpsons in quite some time, but I recall the intros were always different. Was on Facebook reading the brilliant mind of Dennis DeYoung, former lead vocalist for the band Styx, and should still be the lead vocalist for the band Styx. For those of you who like Styx with Mr. Gowan, this is a warning. This video will not be about Mr. Gowan. I was reading Dennis's brilliant thoughts on music formats and what works on top 40 and what works on the rock stations, and how the pop rock elements in music are really the most, I guess, most universally liked or focus tested. He didn't talk about focus testing. Here's the thing about what he said, though, which is correct. He said that ballads are a good thing. Maybe not too many ballads, but certainly ballads are an important part of mixing songs on your classic rock radio dial. Now, Dennis went on specifically to defend his song Babe, and how audiences, when the song is played, break out their cell phone cameras and start snapping pictures and taking selfies and having Dennis singing behind them and so forth. I've always said there's room for both, okay? Tommy Shaw, listen, there's room for both. Now, if you flash backward to this ridiculous VH1 documentary where they make Dennis DeYoung look like some kind of a circus clown, here comes the guy who wrote all our songs again. Quick, let's make fun of him. Here's the guy who's making us bank even today. Let's trash him. Let's not talk reunion, because Dennis might... It is probably what the sticking point was after the Paradise tour. They returned to Paradise. They said, Dennis, listen, we can keep touring, but no more Babe. Okay, stop doing that song. The audience reaction is too high. The tune charted too high. It went to #1. We can't do it anymore, okay? See, I'm okay with Babe. I'm okay with Babe. I'm okay with Renegade. The whole catalog is great. And the idea that somehow, you can't have a power ballad. And Dennis went on to defend it and talk about how some people think it's cheesy, how it's sort of, empty, sentimental rubbish, and so forth. By the way, John Waite said the same thing about the melody line for Open Arms. It's sentimental rubbish. Really? It went to #2 and was Journey's biggest song ever. Ever! Okay, and guess what? It makes money. Money is a good thing. And by the way, it makes the ladies happy. It makes couples happy. I mean, hey, we can rock out for 45 minutes. You need a tempo break. You need to release some of that pent-up rock and roll tension, or just chill out. And if you really don't like it, go to the beer stand and grab yourself a beer. It's not really that big of a deal. But all of these people are just like, oh, well, I'm with the real rockers now. I'm hanging out with Tommy Shaw. He knows how to rock. Really? Have you listened to any of Tommy's solo albums from the 80s? Yeah. Girls with Guns, is that the heaviest rocker that Tommy Shaw did in the 80s? I mean, a lot of those albums were trying to be very adult contemporary and very crossover oriented. I mean, look, the producers and Tommy, they couldn't have been that dumb. And granted, what's funny is Tommy joins Damn Yankees, and I think I've told this story before. And what's their biggest tune? Anybody? Bueller? Well, it's High Enough, right? And High Enough is more or less a power ballad. Now, it's not a pure ballad the way Babe is, but it certainly is moving in that direction. In fact, a lot of the songs from that Damn Yankees debut were quiet, and they had, 12-string. They had Nugent playing a lot of acoustic instruments on that album. Yes, it did rock, like Coming of Age and so forth. But there were moments where I'm thinking to myself, wow, these guys are really, pulling the heartstrings here. And Tommy is singing almost as if like he's trying to be sentimental a little bit in these songs. Yeah, there are tempo changes, and it's definitely not as schmaltzy as Babe, but Babe is a winner. No matter how you slice it, Dennis DeYoung is a genius. He's a smart observer of things, so hence I'm giving him props because I like to observe as well. I would say he's a bit smarter than me since he's been in the business for so long, and he's actually a musician, and he's a darn good one at that. So that's my take. Dennis DeYoung defending Babe over on Facebook and more or less validating some of the things that I've said in the past about Styx and about music. He gets it, and he's 71, and he should be in Styx still. I'm not sure why this all happened, other than the fact that pride cometh before the fall. All right, I'm done. I'll talk to you later, everybody.